going on? Happy hump day, everybody. It is great to be here. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully y'all are having a great week so far. Good times, good times. I am tired. As per usual. That's nothing new, though. That's pretty much the last year. My kid is sick. Also nothing new. But I'm just gonna unwind and hang out. Chill with you guys. Hopefully you can help me plan my build today, because that's what we're doing. Last Epoch is one of my favorite games currently, and it's officially releasing in 2 weeks. So I gotta figure out what I'm doing. Gotta figure it out. And I'm, I'm pretty experienced with the whole action RPG thing, but Last Epoch is sort of new to me, I guess. I don't pay quite as much attention to it as I do to Path of Exile, for sure. But, hi! Hello. Oh, you know what, I probably need to adjust my camera. No, it's not too bad. We have Zoom meetings on this computer every now and then, and, it makes, like, I kind of have to move the camera so that both my wife and I can get in the shot. And I basically fuck up replacing it every time. Well, how the heck are you guys? How's everything going? Like I said, hopefully you're having a good week. It's tax time. Started doing my taxes. That's super exciting. It's one of those fun adult things that you can't ever get away from. No matter how much you try to pay people to handle it for you, it's always there. So, yeah, really love doing that. It's really not too bad for me, to be honest, because I don't have a whole bunch of, like, weird shit going on, tax-wise, but, yeah, still not my, favorite thing in the world to have to track down, like, every single, piece of information that I have that has to do with money. I'm sure y'all feel the same. I tried using TurboTax many years back, but dude, it's so frustrating. It's just totally worth my time to pay somebody to do that shit. I have no patience for that. No patience whatsoever. Time to look at your W2 and cry, yeah, seriously. Dude, I mean, wait until you have a pretty good income. When you look at your W2 and you're like, I paid how much of this to the government? Holy shit. I hope to be in position, one of these days where, like, I'm one of those lucky people who basically just pays no taxes. Like, one of my favorite stories of recent times is, do you guys know of Amaranth? Like, I figure she's pretty popular in the nerd sphere, but in case you don't know who she is, she's basically, like, a huge, like, she was a Twitch streamer and was profoundly successful there, and, she has, apparently an OnlyFans account that gets her, like, $1.5 to $2 million a month in income. So, she also, in addition to being, like, one of the hardest working people I've ever heard of, she also is apparently very smart and a really shrewd businesswoman. And she or her team, like, she's hired a bunch of, like, really intelligent people around her, too. And part of her team found out that there's some sort of, like, tax credit, or I think this is now ended, but at the time there was a tax credit for buying property or businesses that had to do with the petroleum industry that were more valuable than a certain dollar amount. So basically she just got a straight up tax credit for buying gas stations. So she took all of her cash for like 2 years or something and was just buying gas stations around the country that were profitable. She's like, well, I have this profitable business and I don't have to pay any taxes. The rich get richer, guys. Isn't that awesome? You just have to break that barrier. You gotta get to the point where you can actually afford a gas station first, and then you're Gucci, man. Everything's good. So one of these days, I will afford a gas station, and I will be happy. But until then, I will continue paying the government an obscene amount of my paycheck. And I will not be happy about that. Not happy at all. What about an EV station? I don't know. I have no idea what the terms of this tax credit were outside of they had to do with, you know, energy. Like, I think it was specifically petroleum. So, like, if they didn't sell gas, then probably not. Would be my assumption, but I don't know. The next question, that sort of begs the question, what is an EV station? Is there such a thing? I'm out in the Midwest where we like our trucks and our inefficiency. Well, yes, I know what an electric vehicle is. Yeah, I know EV stands for electric vehicle. But I mean, are there, like, actually electric vehicle charging stations? Other than just, like, places that are in parking lots? Like, everywhere around here, every EV charging station is, like, just a parking space that has a charger in it, basically. So you made me Google it. You made me Google it. Charge point charging station. Yeah, see, this is the thing I'm talking about. It's like, it's not like a business, it's just parking spots that have outlets. I mean, convenience store and stick chargers to it, why not? Right? I guess that makes sense. Okay, fair enough. Apparently magic moments happen at this charging station. They sell really noteworthy vodka, apple vodka. Why would you take a picture of that and associate it with a charging station? It's so weird. Tesla owns an EV charging station network? I mean, that would make sense. What's up, by the way, guys? Thank you for showing up. It's good to see you. Yeah, I mean, why not create that monopoly, right? Might as well. Might as well. Oops. Goodness. Yeah, that seems like too easy, right? Sick as hell for past 5 days? Well, fuck that, man. Sorry to hear it. Hopefully you'll... Haven't been sick since before the pandemic? Well, fortunately for you, you missed the pandemic. That seems like a good stretch of time to not be sick during. I hear that was kind of a big deal for a lot of people. Yeah, being sick sucks, man. My daughter's getting sick, and she just lost her fucking mind tonight. She's 1, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know that. Just totally inconsolable. And we were like, okay, I guess you're going to sleep. Don't think it's COVID. Well, I mean, at this point, like, COVID's kind of like, meh, right? Like, presumably most people have probably already had it, whether you know it or not. And, like, the strains of COVID that are out right now are pretty wimpy. It's just like flu. Maybe not even that bad. Seems like most people who are gonna have massive complications from COVID are already dead, basically. As callous as that sounds, they bit it during the, like, Delta surge in the initial wave. Because Delta was, like, really virulent, man. That was tough stuff. People be dying left and right from that shit. Yeah, any more COVID's kind of meh. Can I explain the differences between alpha 1 and 2 and beta 1 and 2 adrenergic receptors? So, yes, is the short answer. So, I will give you the idiot version of all of those things. So, alpha 1 is basically moderates vasoconstriction. So, like, the most common pressor that we use, and by pressor I mean agent that raises your blood pressure. So, like, if somebody kind of, like, gets low blood pressure in the operating room, we give them pressors. The one that we use most frequently is called phenylephrine, and it's an alpha-1 adrenergic agonist, primarily. And so it just constricts your blood vessels and raises your blood pressure. Nothing real fancy about that. They cause some reflex bradycardia, so they lower your heart rate to, like, compensate for that, basically, because, like, a higher heart rate, you know, can, like, basically your heart tries to keep stroke volume, or I mean, cardiac output the same, and as opposed to lowering stroke volume, it just decreases rate. So, yeah, so you get that. Alpha 2 receptors are actually kind of complicated. So they will vasoconstrict, they will also vasoconstrict, but after an initial sort of vasoconstrictive response, so common alpha 2 related drugs would be clonidine, Precedex, or dexmedetomidine. What else? There aren't a lot. That's a relatively uncommon receptor to hit. Oh, minoxidil is another one. But, so, if you, like, press a bunch of Precedex, phentolamine? That's, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, phentolamine is one for, that's what they use for the, tumors, pheochromocytomas, right? So, like, if somebody has a pheochromocytoma, which is, like, the, it's like a tumor in your adrenal gland, which makes all your epinephrine and stuff, and so your blood pressure can be totally out of control. So, you take an alpha blocker before that, and they call the things that block those receptors blockers, so, you take an alpha blocker for, like, I've forgotten what the amount of time is. It's like a couple weeks, I think, like 2 weeks, to make sure that your blood pressure doesn't absolutely crash when they take out your tumorous adrenal gland, because your body, like, adapts to, your body adapts to that level of, like, alpha agonist in your thing. The stuff you're learning is actually relevant. Believe it or not, that is pretty important to anesthesia, at least. Not super important to probably most other specialties. What the fuck? Why am I having problems moderating this? I'm so confused. Yeah, maybe I have to go to my this. Do. You, sir. I'm so confused. Where beta 2 receptor is located? Primarily your heart, your lungs. I mean, pretty much everywhere. Like, small, you know, your blood vessels and stuff. But heart and lungs are probably the biggest ones. So, like, a beta 2 agonist would be, like, albuterol. Beta 1 is mostly heart, as I recall. And your cock. Actually, I think that is true. Believe it or not. It is actually the case. Hang on, I gotta figure out how to ban this guy. There we go. Why was that? That was so weird. It wasn't letting me, click on his name. There you go. There. Ben. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Let me... This is all off the top of my head. Can they also be found on juxtaglomerular cells? I have no idea. Heart, kidney, and fat cells. There you go. So I guess the answer is yes. that makes sense, because your kidney pretty, like, aggressively regulates blood flow through it. So you would want quite a bit of cells, or receptors that modulate that. Nerds, we're nerds. What's up, Sable? How are you? Welcome back. Yeah, so alpha and beta are probably the receptors that we mess with the most in anesthesia, other than GABA. Because GABA is what we just hammer the shit out of to get you to sleep, most of the time. Most of the time. So yeah, pretty familiar with that stuff. Alpha and beta, that's useful info to have. So you will actually use that information, most likely. Pretty much whatever you do, honestly. There's a lot of common blood pressure drugs like Coreg. Coreg's a great blood pressure drug because it affects both alpha and beta agonists. So it is both an alpha and beta blocker, so it works really well. How do you remember if the blockers raise or lower systolic, diastolic, or MAP? Just experience, honestly. When people give you metoprolol for blood pressure, yeah, I mean, it works, kinda. So isoprel is basically just, it's like one of the most potent beta agonists there is, like for both beta 1 and 2. That's really the only place you ever use it is in cardiology, when they want you to like make the person's heart rate go through the freaking roof. To test out their, like either their ablation or their pacemaker. And you just like push it through their IV and the patient's heart rate goes fucking bonkers. So generally speaking, beta stuff will, like beta agonists will raise blood pressure via raising heart rate, basically. So you'll increase cardiac output, which sort of consequently increases blood pressure, and the reverse is true as well. So like if you, like Sable was saying, if you like people get put on just straight up beta blockers for blood pressure sometimes, which is kind of a half-assed way to do it, because really what you're just doing is decreasing heart rate. And that's, you're not really treating the problem, you're just sort of doing something else that kind of coincidentally treats the problem. So why is it that it can raise systolic and lower diastolic? Excellent question. So there are most drugs that affect blood pressure preferentially affect either your venous or arterial tree. So, like nitroglycerin, for example, is like probably the flagship example of this. It basically, like, nitro basically just dilates your veins and does nothing to your arteries. So it lowers your blood pressure pretty profoundly because it can, like, acutely decrease. So, well, for one, it profoundly increases how much, like, just straight up storage you have for blood. So, like, your blood can just sit in your veins. Whereas if it's in arteries, you know, like, if you arteriodilate somebody, like, that blood's still kind of getting pumped along, but venous is more of a, you know, capacitance vessel. Veins are more capacitance vessels, I should say. So, if you dilate that, you just create more room for blood, plus you also decrease venous return to your heart. And so you can do both at the same time by either using multiple drugs, or there are some drugs that do both things. So like Coreg does both of those, Carvedal. So it's both an alpha and a beta blocker. So you, with the alpha stuff, alpha is kind of preferentially arterial. I guess beta is sort of as well. But yeah, if you block your alpha receptors, then you're going to dilate your arteries a little bit more preferentially than veins. So that's a good one, and labetalol is the other kind of popular beta blocker that does, popular beta blocker that does that. So isoprel acts on beta receptors, on arterioles and venules differently. Yes, is the short answer. Because they just have different concentrations of those receptors, basically. Perindopril or amlodipine? I don't know what perindopril is. Amlodipine is a calcium channel blocker, so it kind of works differently. And calcium channel blockers are generally preferentially arterial dilators. You are welcome. There you go. So that had absolutely nothing to do with Last Epoch, but hopefully it was interesting to some of you people who dropped through. Expecting a Last Epoch presentation. That's what we do here. Talk about medicine, and then I'm a gaming nerd. So I walked into work today. I just got a text from one of the neurosurgery nurse practitioners that I work with, and she also has a like cosmetic injectable business. And I remembered that I had a bunch of filler from when I was doing that business, and she's wanting to get into that. Right now she's just doing Botox, but I told her I'd just give her these boxes of filler because they're expired and like they've been stored properly, but you know, like you can't really sell expired product for obvious reasons. So like she and I just kind of looked up some studies about shelf life for these things, and it sounds like they're basically safe indefinitely, like years and years and years. There's studies that are like, I found 2 studies that said it was fine at 5 years. I found one that said there's like no bacterial growth or evidence of contamination at 10 years. I was like, okay, well, I guess these are probably good. They've been expired for like 3 years or something. So I just had this bag of filler and just like put it in a cheap like plastic grocery bag and brought it in, and retail price for this filler is probably like $5,000 or something. Well, let's see. It was probably about $4,000. Just like in this shitty bag, I'm like, here you go. Here's $4,000. I just thought that was kind of weird, but such is life, right? Let's see. How do we use this? What does a neurosurgery nurse practitioner do? So surgical mid-levels basically assist with surgery and see all the patients on the, all of the patients that they're consulted on the floor, and all of the patients that they've operated on. That's the extremely condensed version of how that works. How do we get into this? Do I control click it? So hold the retractor. I mean, yeah. Yeah, in a lot of ways, my so this is for anybody who's mid-level and watching, this is just a joke, but my wife and I kind of joke that they're basically like professional interns, because that is a lot of what they do, like the grunt work and throughput and holding shit and fielding consults and stuff. That's like they do a lot of what a sort of early training resident would do, which is great. I mean, there's a huge market for that, obviously. That's kind of true across the board, really. But again, that's great. We need that. I am very interested in how to see skill trees on this. Let's see. Unlocked with character level. Okay. So how do I convince it that my character level is high? This is a, in case you couldn't tell, this is a character planner I am not familiar with, because I don't think that Last Epoch Tools has the Warlock up yet. Yeah. Yeah, that isn't live. This is the one that I usually use. Let's see if I can figure this out. So you just kind of placeholder. Alright, well. There we go, that's what's up. No, not Primalist. There, cool. I figured it out. Not in the most convenient location, but we'll see. We'll see how this works. We take step 1. Do you take it at a testing center? Yes, you do. I don't think you would take it at your campus unless your campus has a testing center. There we go. That's the tree I'm looking for. Ooh, and I can spend points here. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Awesome. Alright, so that connects... It helps me a lot to see, like, how these things connect. So maybe we'll just, slap points in places and see what happens. Okay. Okay. How do you get that then? The fuck? Oh, okay. Okay, so that makes sense. Oh, it won't let me spend extra points, so that's kind of a problem. Yeah, so I have watched all of the, you know, like, hype and lead up and stuff to this release, but I have not actually played with all of the skill tree stuff yet. So this is new to me. I watched maybe 2 of the recent developer streams, but I've missed a lot of that, I guess. But as far as like official releases and all the stuff with like Air and Action RPG and all that, I've seen most of that, I think. But to be honest, I don't feel like most of that had a whole lot of substance to it, frankly. It was just kind of like, oh, this is awesome. And like, I get that the, you know, hype trailers aren't supposed to be like, they're hype trailers, right? What should you do to get better? From a cold? Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do. Just hydrate like crazy. Go to sleep. Yeah, as you say, it's supportive care. That's it. Nothing fancy to it. Alright. Why is hydration important to that? Because, I mean, hydration is important to make everything in your body work well. And it's easy, another, like, you sort of account for the human factor in that, where, like, if you feel like shit, you're more likely to not eat or drink well. So if you're, like, thinking about it, you're like, hey, I need to hydrate, then you're more likely to actually do that. But yeah, I mean, basically all of your body's chemical reactions take place in water, right? So if you want those to work faithfully, then drink a lot of water. Barrage of chaotic projectiles land in an area around the target. I said exactly what Google said. Did you know that I am Google? I actually am Google. I like the sound of this. So generally speaking, skills that have like lots of small projectiles that create an area of effect are really important and scale extremely well. Seems like it might be a little expensive to spam, but let's see what we can do here. So cast speed and crouch speed, and then also there's as I recall, there are a few pieces of gear that let you get some pretty impressive damage scaling and survivability. Like there's one, God, what was it? I want to say it's a relic that basically gives you energy shield, or what's it called in Last Epoch? Ward? Yeah, can't remember. It's been a while since I played this. But the Last Epoch equivalent of energy shield gives you a bunch of that every time you cast. So that would be very helpful for this. Let's see. Get a stack of destructive intensity up to a maximum. Each stack reduces the target area and improves crit. Land in an area around the target. Oh, okay, so this probably increases like single target damage basically, right? In addition to crit. It's like decreases spread basically. So it stacks per level. So I'm assuming you can get, so it'd be minus 24% target area? Jeez. Huh. Does eating soup or drinking soda at all help? So both of those things presumably are hypertonic to blood. So probably does not help all that much. I mean, it helps from the sense that it, like, gives you calories. Like, you get sugar from soda, and you probably get some, like, nutrients and stuff from soup. But from a hydration standpoint, you're probably not doing yourself many favors from those things. Like, if you really want to hydrate, you just drink, like, water. Or something like Pedialyte, which is a more or less isotonic fluid. The idea being that, like, the closer to the concentration of blood the stuff you put in your body is, the better, the, like, more freely water can move, you know, where it needs to go. Chance for increased area. Oh, wow. That's probably a very large real damage increase. Huh. Okay. Cool. Wow, this seems very strong for the, like, intro spell. Plus 4 increased damage per point of intelligence. Damn. Yeah, I bet this scales really, really well. They make shit run away. That's cool. Kind of turns it into a utility skill, I guess. One of the cooler things about this game is how versatile these skill trees are. Like, this could be, obviously, like, a area clear skill, or, like, you know, sort of a pinpoint attack thing. This is Great 8-bit music. More projectiles, but higher mana cost. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Ooh, and you can get more... Get up to 4 more projectiles? Holy shit. So it's... How many did it say? Did it say how many projectiles? Why did I have the number 5 in my head? Explosions. Okay. Huh. Well, it doesn't seem like it says here how many projectiles it starts with. That would be good to know so you kind of understand, you know, the percentage damage increase that each point here gives you. Consume additional mana to do more damage. Okay. Wow, that is a lot, though. Your minions gain additional spell damage. Ooh. Is Acolyte minion-based? I thought... I was under the impression that... I mean, sorry, not Acolyte. Warlock. I was under the impression that Warlock was more... like, curses and stuff. So, I mean, I guess you can use the base... Acolyte stuff. Skeletons and zombies. Skeletal Mage would probably be pretty easy to get, too. Just put a few points in Necro. Huh. Or, I guess you could multi-class into Warlock from... Necro. That would probably make more sense if you were gonna go for some sort of minion build. And just have Chaos Bolts, like... shoved in there. Let's see. No longer shoots multiple projectiles, but shoots one large projectile. Okay. To do 50% more damage and have a big-ass area. Huh. Okay. So you just completely waste this point. It's actually worse than wasting it, right? Because it makes it cost 5 more mana. That is a lot more damage. I don't know, I'd have to see that in action, and it depends again on how many bolts this actually fires. Hitting one of your volatile zombies causes it to explode? Oh shit, that's awesome! Deal more damage in a larger area. Oh, 70% bigger explosion? Oh. What? That is really cool. I guess I don't know what Summon Volatile Zombie does, though. I'm gonna switch back and forth to this one, because I like this way better. Acolyte. So if I can use it, and maybe this is confusing for you guys, but I will 100% use this. Summon Volatile Zombie. See, this is just like so much cleaner. Oh, it occurred to me that you guys probably can't see this very well. There we go. Sorry about that. So I wonder if this has anything that increases area. Because you could, like, really area stack hardcore. Summon Skeleton Warrior on death? Nice. More explosion radius. Oh, shit. Oh, but they don't move. Eh. I've never played an Acolyte. I don't know anything about this class at all. Single large zombie. Yeah, I don't know that's what you're after with this necessarily. Deal even more damage and poison enemies. Wow. So I guess the question is, how do you either automate this to cast? Can you automate this to cast? Let's see. So that you can constantly spam this and have this blow it up. Blow up your zombies. Interesting. Interesting. Healed for a portion of their health when they explode. Okay. Ooh, chance to cast volatile zombie at its location, expending its mana cost. Cannot be triggered by zombies or corpse parasites. Bummer. Physical and poison goes to fire damage. Poison goes to ignite chance. I don't know. I like the idea of a zombie splattering on shit, poisoning it. That's really cool. Repulsive vomit. Nice, nice. Oh, so the zombies like self-destruct basically. Cool. Vomit? Armor shredding vomit? Super cool. I'm learning so much right now. More movement speed, more damage. They leap towards their target. Yeah. Yes, please. Their health decays fast. Wait, their health decays? It reaches an enemy or dies, it explodes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you can cast up to 5 zombies per point? Holy shit, but it gains a cooldown. Okay. Corpse parasite. I don't know what that does. Alright, moving on. What else can we do with this skill? More damage. More damage to cursed enemies. Interesting. So the fact that it says both multiplicative with other modifiers means that this is probably the best node in this tree. So presumably whatever you're attacking is going to be cursed. And then you just have 2 multiplicative modifiers with each other. So what is 1.32 squared? Yeah, so those 4 points will get you overall 74% more damage. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so you can turn it into like a health spam thing. That's probably not a bad idea. Presuming that you're going to be hitting often. Chance per dex to cause you to attack with harvest. Oh. So option for a harvest or a dex stacking build. 3 times a second. Wow. Yeah, the abilities that use other abilities is a new development in the last Epoch world over the past couple patches. That is potentially super duper powerful shit. However, dexterity does not scale the damage of this, apparently, so that sort of sucks. If it was like a point per int, that would be nuts. Oh, but wait, does Harvest scale with Dex, though? Per point of Dex. 4% increased damage. Wow. Okay, it does. You may have my opalescent oils, sir. I always leave Path of Exile open, just in case somebody wants to trade. I have lots of shit to trade, like that. Actually, no, I don't want to trade that. There you go. Thank you for the money. Thanks. Oh, I don't have Discord up. Shit. Terrible. Okay, nobody said anything. Woo! Alright, so Harvest scales with Dexterity. So you could go Dex Stacker. Ward. It was Ward. Nice. So you'd be kind of like a int and Dex hybrid, actually. Probably. I don't know if that's ideal. That'd probably be really difficult to do. Or do well, at least. Oh, there we go. Chance per int to cast Rip Blood. Oh, shit. There you go. That's what we're after. So Chaos Bolts casting Rip Blood. Woo-wee. Yeah, that sounds okay. Three times a second, so that's still quite often. Okay, so I need to educate myself on Rip Blood now. Rips blood out of the target enemy, you don't say. Okay. Restoring 10 health when it reaches you. Okay. So I am guessing that you can make this into a massive healing skill, or you can probably, like, make it not heal you at all and automatically recast on kill. Holy shit. Okay. Cool, cool. It scales the damage and healing, though. And this is basically useless against big targets. But I think probably you'd cover the soft stuff pretty well already. Okay, so damage multiplier. Yeah, so for reference, like that other... What was this called? Chaos Bolt? Chaos Bolts. This has two 8% more modifiers that multiply each other. And this is just 8%. Which is crazy. That note is fucking ridiculously good. Rip Blood deals more damage for each minion you control. Okay. Increased chance to stun enemies. That's solid. Blood splatter. What does this do? Dealing damage to others. So it gives it a blast radius, basically. Gives the damage a blast. So this means you can pay 6 mana per cast to give it a blast radius. Or you can spend 5 points and no mana per cast to give it a blast radius. Got it. Oh, this is a popular purchase, I guess. And there he is. Trade. Boop. Cheers. Alright, back to it. Increased cast speed. That doesn't really matter because it'd be triggered. Minus mana. When you're out of mana, Rip Blood is free? That's kind of cool. Health restored per int. Probably worth taking. Oh, but it's got a high requirement, though. Cast on your minions, but can no longer be cast on enemies. Oh, nah. Ooh, bleed and poison chance. What's this? Grant you mana when you directly cast it. Meh. So that means does not apply when you trigger it. Your next Rip Blood will consume all stacks to do a homing orb that damages things. I wonder how much damage that does. I don't know that that's worth traveling all that way, though, given that it's just going to be triggered. So probably Fizz to Necrotic. What does this do? Does this do necrotic damage? Necrotic and fire damage. Huh. Okay. So that's probably worthwhile. Now grant ward instead of health. Equal to half the health they would have restored. No, that's probably a good thing, because this will be triggered often. And additional spell damage. +2 flat spell damage. Oh, that's pretty cool. More damage. That probably want the blast radius. Make your minions do more damage? Okay. More radius for each minion you control. Wow. Minion leech. Yeah. So it'll make your minions better. Blood splatter area, 20%. It's pretty big, actually. Deals more damage. And stun. Okay. So maybe if it were to grant ward, it'd be worth coming down this way. What did this do? Health restored per int. Do I talk to myself when I'm playing video games offline? I do not. I may be a crazy bastard, but I do not do that. But it does sort of help. It helps me to be like, to think through it when I do, actually. Like, when I'm thinking through it now, like, saying these things helps prevent me from, like, going over the same information multiple times, if that makes sense. It's kind of like writing something down that you need to do. You know, it's like helping me process it, which is not something that I thought would ever happen, really, because I'm generally a very good at reading stuff and just, like, remembering it, or, you know, putting it into practice, doing practice question or something. But, yeah, talking about each of these things as I go through it is actually really useful. Okay, well, I like that possibility. Red blood seems like that might be a good way to go. Okay, so you only... Well, I guess you don't have to waste a point doing that, because you can go up here. Or just go straight. This is the origin, so you just go this way. Inflict enemies with damned? Damned chance. Damned chance! I don't know what that means. Hit damage to damned. Ignited, bleeding, frostbitten? Oh, okay. Those are all multiplicative. Wow. Okay. So what's... Speaking of strong nodes, Jesus. So 1.12 to the 4th. So that's not as good as it seems like, I guess. So that's like 57% more damage if you have all of those things and this is maxed out. Still nothing to sneeze at, though. Definitely worth taking. They have a chance to ignite, of course. So you could probably slap a point in that and be good, assuming your coverage with this is pretty solid. And then have a way to get frostbite, or yeah, have a way to get frostbite on enemies and call it good. Or I guess ignite's probably easier to get than frostbite, so you could convert this way. Ignite chance from all sources converted to frostbite. Never mind. Never mind. You'd have to just do this and get frostbite somewhere else if you wanted this node to be maximized, which is probably a good idea, because that's a lot. Extends the duration of your active chthonic fissures and infernal shades. Cool. Okay, so maybe infernal shades would be a good minion to have with this. Okay. Hitting your minions with chaos bolts grants them your ailment chances, basically. Okay. Yeah. Consumes warden health? Yeah, no thanks. Higher chance to freeze enemies per uncapped cold resist. Wow. Okay. Morphous damage per 4% uncapped cold resist. I don't know how impactful that really is. It's sort of a pain in the ass to get a ton of... Oh, uncapped. I'm thinking overcapped. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad for 1 point. Because you probably got 80 elemental resistance, right? So that's 20% more damage for 1 point. I mean, that's pretty solid for 1 skill point. Freeze, 6 freeze multi per cold res, wow. shoot, maybe that would be a good idea. It's too bad that it converts all of your ignite, though, to frostbite, because it basically removes ignite from this. Okay. Well, that looks fun. Ghost Flame. Continuous jet of horrid flames, dealing fire and necrotic damage. Okay, so he's all about fire and necrotic damage. That's pretty cool. No mana regen while channeling. It's a channeling skill, I guess, obviously. Oh, we have a very vomit-themed specialty here. Arteries of Malice. Damned and Ignite are converted to bleed chance. Okay. Drains 5% of your health per second. Huh. Let's open this. I'm thinking of an item, and I am curious of the exact wording on it because I've forgotten. The fuck? Resources, items. There we go. Sequence. Alright. 20% of missing health gained as word per second. Okay, so that would be really freaking good with this, right? So did it say it doesn't cost mana? No, it just says now it drains a portion of your health each second. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. So you convert the necrotic and fire to physical. Okay. But you leech health back? Okay. Bleed chance goes to bleed chance per second. Okay. Oh, so that's actually pretty cool. 50% per level. So if you pump this, you get basically like a 2.5 multiplier, right, on your bleed chance. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. Cast marrow shards when you damage anything. Oh shit, that's crazy good for a channeling skill. What the fuck? Okay. So you just channel shit, and every time the channel pops, you cast marrow shards? Marrow shards free. Oh, okay, so it's just 1 per second. But marrow shards is a skill, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, marrow shards frequency. So 60% faster would be what? Like 1.3 per second or something? So increased crit chance per missing health. Well, that seems like this is really freaking good with Exsanguinous. So you pump your life and have ridiculous crit chance, in addition to ridiculous ward generation. So you can just like sit there, in theory, you can just sit there and like channel the shit out of the skill. Wow. Okay. And make stuff bleed a lot. Okay. So let's look at marrow shards. As I recall, marrow shards is very bleed centric as well. Hit damage against bleeding things. Okay. Cool. But it costs more health. Okay. %9 of your current health is cast. Yeah, so good. Oh, I like the idea of this build. Oh, okay. And there's lots of bleed chance here, too. More hit damage, but can't pierce. No longer pierces and costs more health. What? But it doesn't pierce. What? So I guess if you come up this way, that's what that's for. Okay, well that's pretty cool. So this is just sort of like blast radius stuff. Travel faster and further? Okay. I like this. I like. So, return health to yourself. Marrow shards have a higher... Yeah, okay. Also replenish mana. Meh. Well, for what I have in mind, restoring health isn't really a good thing, necessarily, so... Alright, so you'd want to kind of do this. Pick that up. Hit damage against bleeding, for sure. Consumes one of your minions when you cast it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, crit multi. Let's see, hit damage against bleeding. Would you want to do that? It sounds like the bone splinters wouldn't hit big targets. Phenylephrine causing reflex bradycardia just came up on an Anki card. Oh my god, I'm so educational. Holy shit. Dr. Gasman, hey, what's up? 13 minutes late to that comment, but what's going on? I'm here. I have not streamed much over the last year. I've been very busy and very tired with a 1-year-old, so good to be here. Good to be here. I plan to change that. She's sleeping more, you know, more reliably now. Still waking up at like 5 a.m. every day, so that sort of blows. I mean, to be fair, I get up that time to go to work anyway, but no rest on the weekends. Let's see. Okay, projectile range seems like kind of a big deal, so... Don't know that I would go for this. Marrow shards and bone splinters deal more damage. Yeah, so that's pretty good crit multi. Health lost on crit. So I wonder if that's like percentage of your maximum health or current health. Because if it's maximum health, you just kill yourself. If it's current health, that is money. Exactly 2 minions. You have a lot of crit chance. Wow. Okay. What's this? Yeah, so I don't know that that's, like, super great. This, like, bone splinter stuff here. I don't necessarily know what that does, but... Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a must, and then you need this, just because the 75% more hit damage for 1 point is crazy for something that you're presumably spamming pretty effectively. Double cast chance. Okay. So you can get up to a 98% chance of double casting? That's cool. Alright, so I guess the way to go would be this stuff. Maybe enable this, at least. That's 1 point. I don't think going over here is very useful. And I guess this would be good to get all this crit stuff. So I'm thinking single target damage is really where this is at. That'd be 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 19, I guess, and then 1 point there. Yeah. I love you too. What's this? Create bone splinters in a cone when destroyed. Health cost increases. Oh, so that makes them shotgun, perhaps. That's kind of interesting. So, like, what hits things is all the bone splinters? Do bone splinters shotgun, though? That's the question. Because if they do, that could be sweet. Okay, well, I like where that's going, at least. That's cool. We did that. Increased ignite and damned chance. I love the damned chance. Makes me giggle a little bit. Damned chance goes to damned chance per second. Okay. Cursing all nearby enemies with Decrepify. Okay. That brings back days of the good old D2 curse, Decrepify. Yeah, in Diablo 2, Decrepify was like easily the best curse to use. Screech area. Also fears enemies. Deals more direct damage. Oh, 25% more damage, huh? That's cool. Alright, what are we doing on this side of the tree here? Okay, more damage, more area. That's cool. Okay, so when you stop channeling, you gain haste. So that's kind of nice for running around a map. Warn gained per cursed enemy after channeling. Does this curse enemies? Huh. fire necrotic damage. I guess I don't understand how that works. So like, do you have to curse something with this? So you kind of like have to go this way? Dodge rating goes to armor while channeling. Okay. Dodge rating per int. Ooh, that's cool. Okay. It's not very much, though. Oh, more dodge rating while channeling. So you get 10% bonus plus 100% more. Or 25 per level more. So you get 40 dodge rating plus 100% more. And that converts dodge rating to armor. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. Lower channel cost, gain a portion of your current mana as ward. Wow. Okay. That's cool. So I guess you could... Does int affect mana in this? I cannot remember if intelligence gives you mana. Because you could definitely int stack. Let's see. Ward retention, is it? Yeah. Okay. Ghost Flame deals more damage per second. Do you spend? Oh. Cool. Super cool. With no maximum. Oh, okay. Maximum is 30%. I was like, what? It's uncapped? Holy shit. Move toward target location while channeling. Alright. You move slower while channeling Ghost Flame. I guess I don't really understand, like... Damage reduces while rotating. Oh, I'm so confused. I don't know what this means. I guess you can, like, when you rotate your channeling, like if you know, adjust to kill other stuff, the damage decreases. Huh. So maybe that's what it means. You just rotate more slowly. But move speed while channeling, though? Can you move, like, run around while you're channeling this? That's... How do you... What? I don't understand. I will have to use this and see what the fuck it does. Because I'm definitely using Warlock. This is so cool. I am hooked. Very, very interested in this class. Wraith Spectre's Revenants gain a stack of Spirit Kindling every 0.5 seconds. What does it do? What does it do? Drains health per second, grants increased movement speed, melee attack speed, and ignite chance. Okay. Deals damage in a larger area per ward consumed. Oh, so you could, like, really, like, with this Exsanguinous build that I'm thinking of, you could really make yourself a glass cannon. Area per 10 ward, holy shit. Yeah, maximum of 1,000 ward, though, so you can't just, like, go frickin' ham. Now cast a Stygian Beam at a nearby enemy dealing spell necrotic damage. Enemies can't be hit by more than one beam? What? Well, that sucks. I guess that's so you can't just, like, stand there and, like, channel against the boss. The sticky and beans just, like, annihilate the boss. But that's exactly what what I thought of, like, immediately when I read that skill. Just, like, stand right next to the boss and frickin' just try to tank whatever he throws at you and kill him before he before he kills you, basically. Okay, well, I think I like this this part of the tree the best. I would do this up here and lean into the marrow shards and come up here for a little armor per like little armor stacking. There's a oh, what is it? There's an item that gives you like armor per cast, I think. I can't remember what it is. But that seems like that would synergize really well with this. And part of the problem that channeling skills have in every action RPG is that you have to stand still while you're doing them. So, like, if you're not standing still, you have no damage output, and that's a huge problem. Especially in games like Path of Exile, where you're supposed to be, like, running around like a freaking headless chicken constantly, and you just get fragged if you stand still. Feast on the souls of cursed enemies, dealing necrotic damage to them. Throwing fragments of their souls back to you. Oh, man. Okay, they grant 3 ward when they get you. Okay. Okay. What I'd say added spell damage is black. Okay. That's pretty sweet. Alright, start up here again. Cast speed is good. Wait, does it do damage? Or is it just... This is just healing? Well, it says it's crit chance. Oh, so they have to be cursed first. And the soul fragments give you ward. Okay, so... Got it. Now hits all enemies in a small cone in front of you. Okay. If vertebral artery dissections from chiropractors were rare, would it be fine to get your neck adjusted? I mean, I think they are rare, but what's the upside? There's no benefit to doing that. Like, basically, chiropractic is all risk. That's the thing that's really shitty about it, honestly, is like there are some pretty substantial risks to doing all of those things, right? Like compression fractures, neural injury, you know, if you're doing somebody's neck, like, you know, cord injury, vertebral artery dissection and consequent stroke, all that stuff. Even if you get a placebo effect, I mean, if you get a placebo effect, you should know that, right? Oh no. My daughter's waking up. Bummer. That is shitty. Alright. Poison enemies, okay. That damn chance. Ooh, necrotic penetration, that's good. So in this game, in Last Epoch, instead of just becoming like way stronger and cranking life totals up ridiculously, the developers decided to scale resistances for everything, for all enemies. So it's not like Path of Exile where regular enemies have like no resistance to anything. Regular enemies have a lot of resistance to damage types, and so penetration becomes really important. That's right. You heard that right. So that is really good. Kill a damned enemy with Soul Feast. You grant your minions frenzy. Okay. Gotcha. Global poison chance. Okay. Also inflicts you with poison? No shit. Okay. I wonder if there's a way to turn that frown upside down. Like, benefit from being poisoned somehow. I don't know. But yeah, the chiropractor thing, I just wouldn't do it. Like, what do they have to offer you that a massage therapist doesn't? Or a yoga class. Spreads all stack of your poison from that enemy to a number of other enemies. Oh, wow. Oh, damn, that's really good. Huh. Targets spread poison to 1 per level. Man, that can get crazy fast. Good clear. Good for map clear, for sure. Poison chance is converted to armor shred? Okay. That is also really good. Jesus, those are strong nodes. I missed this one somehow. Consumes poison stack you applied. Gives you more armor. 6 seconds and can stack an unlimited number of times. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. That's fucking good. Because if you just spam this skill, well, how much does it cost? It's kind of expensive, right? Yeah. Huh. Yeah, if you just spam that, you can really stack your armor a lot. A lot. Like, how many times can you cast in 6 seconds? Probably quite a bit if you stack cast speed. Does it say the casting time here? No, it's not. Okay, that's food for thought. Let's see. What do we got here? Number of cursed enemies is at or below a threshold. And a number of enemies are marked for death. Okay. Threshold of cursed enemies. So, okay. So you curse up to 5 enemies with marked for death. Cool. More damage, less ward. Yeah. So if you go 2 seconds without casting it, you gain Infernal Hunger. And then you... Oh, it repeats. Oh. That's kind of a cool idea. So it's sort of like Unleash in Path of Exile, in a sense. Like a very slow version of Unleash. So kind of like when you approach a pack, you just like spam the shit out of it. So that's really good for pack clearing. That's cool. That's pretty good. And then this is a great way to just get everything marked for death. Like when you walk up to a new pack and just cast this, then everything gets marked for death. Or 5 things get marked for death, I guess. Wow. Okay, that's cool. Less mana and can hit more targets. How many? It already hit a lot though, right? 13 enemies, yeah, that's quite a few. That's probably baitish. It's 2 per level though. The less mana is nice though. For each curse, you grant more ward and deal more damage. Wow. So you'd be 25% more ward. So that would be, that's really not all that much, I guess. Unless you pump this. Ward granted per 25 N. So realistically, you could get like 75 N pretty easily. Let's see. So you would have 9 ward. So 12 ward. Whoa. That might be quite a bit, actually. So 12 ward and 25% more would be 15. So you get 15 ward per shard, like per thing that you hit with this. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty freaking good. How does it work now? Drawing fragments of their souls back to you. Okay, yeah, that's solid. Less great against bosses, though, which is a bit of a problem. Less mana to draw back greater soul fragments, which grant more wards still. Oh, Jesus. Wow. I kind of like this as a word generating skill. Oh, there you go. There's a solution. Word from rares or bosses, 50% per level. Also grant you mana. 6 mana per level. Holy shit. Okay, so that's a lot of points, though. That's the problem. Mana efficiency. Yeah. You really want that? Probably not. Withering. An ailment, which increases curse damage taken. Soul Feast hits an enemy cursed with Spirit Plague, Decrepify, Mark for Death, or Penance. It spreads those... Wow. To a number of creatures within 5 minutes. Oh, fuck. What do you want? Oh, I'm gonna sell all my opalescent oils. I think I'll probably keep 5 of them, though. Charade. I'll keep the last 5. Thanks. And it is time for this stash to no longer be popular. Or, public. Perfect. Let's see what we got here. That's really good. Spread Spirit Plague. Okay, I guess I'm confused as to how this works then. An enemy cursed with Spirit Plague, Decrepify, Mark for Death, or Penance, it spreads those cursed from that enemy to a number of other enemies within 5 meters. So why does it say spreads Penance 0? Targets to spread curses 2-3. Spread. Okay, I don't understand what that means. Moving on. I thought maybe you had to like add points to this or something to like get it to spread, but that doesn't seem to have any effect. Okay, whatever. Okay, convert to physical. Now we're still health instead of ward. Equals to the ward you granted. Okay. That sounds not Great. Bleed chance. Ailment damage per missing health. Per level, I guess. So that'd be 5% per 100 per level. Then generally you'd probably have about 3,000. Well, like a min-max character would have at least 2,000 health. Maybe 3. So it'd be 150 damage, or 125-ish damage. Percent more damage, rather. That's solid. That is solid. I don't know what Blood Tether does. Blood Splatter, that was from... What was Blood Splatter from? Is that from Chaos Bolts? No. Ghost Flame? No. Oh, it was Brit Blood, that's right. I wonder if that's what it means. Can hit more targets. 4 per level. Wow. Okay. I'm thinking, so poison is flat damage in last Epoch, right? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to search this in general. I think poison is a flat amount of damage. Okay. Yeah, it is a flat amount of damage. So that is important because you can get all of this poison chance and then get all of these weird things that also help you improve ward generation, which is super cool. Let's see. So lots of poison chance. Poison yourself for some reason. Not sure I want to do that. Seems like a bad idea. Okay, so we got that. Ward, lots of ward. Subtracting mana cost here. So that's going to be pretty cheap already. Ward from rares or bosses, and mana gets back to us. The 1 unspent point. More word per troops. This is really good though, when you just like run up to a pack and mark them for death, and so does Infernal Hugger. Infernal Hugger's pretty cool. So I wonder... Well, yeah, but then it doesn't do any damage. So you can get away with just cast speed, mana efficiency. You'd have an int stack build. 4 increased damage per int. There weren't a whole lot of damage multipliers on this, as I recall. It's all ailment stuff, so that really doesn't matter. That's probably where that last point should go. Alright, cool. Profane Veil. Channel to conceal yourself in a prune veil. Oh. You dodge every hit, but you can still take damage from dots. Okay. Last for up to 2 seconds. Uh-oh. 40% less movement speed while channeling. Added spell damage, 200%. Int, scales with int. Okay. Ooh, damage reduction from armor applies to dots taken. Ward protects. Anytime you don't actually get hit, that's cool. Oh, that sounds cool. So you give fear to enemies around you, so if you're like getting swarmed, you can just like tap this and quote channel it for a split second, and then everything around you gets feared. That's cool. Larger area. Okay. So a weapon-related bonus. That's cool. With an axe? Oh god. I'm getting tired. Let's see. Reduces Profane Veil's cooldown. What's its cooldown? 10 seconds. Oh shit. Okay. I wonder what things count as curses. Soul Feast a curse? Spell. Necrotic. Is this a curse? That is not a curse. So I guess what is a curse then? Harvest is not a curse. Huh. Well, not really sure what that means, I guess. Alright, so this all seems like this is cool. I don't know. Larger area. Armor gets dots is pretty awesome, actually. That's a really strong effect. But you're standing still also, so if you're standing in a damage over time area, that's probably not ideal. Hey, good gosh darn, what's up, man? How are you? Welcome. I'm exploring the newest class of last Epoch, man. How's your week, dude? Hopefully it's been going well. Let's see, move faster equal to a portion of your ignite chance. Huh. Maximum. Has a shorter duration per chance to ignite on hit up to maximum. Reduced duration to... Oh, okay, I got it. English is hard. Damage an enemy with Profane Veil. You cast Infernal Shade on them. Okay. Cool. Infernal Shade is a minion, by the way, which is kind of interesting. Inflicts Penance, which causes enemies to take fire damage when they hit a target. Okay. Eh. Ooh, costs less mana. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so that substantially reduces the cost. So you can get it down to 10. Probably pretty much have to take that. It's sort of an insane cooldown, though. There's probably cooldown reduction in this, right? Yeah. Yeah, this one is very helpful. And this is... Let's see. Move faster, it has shorter cooldown, can no longer change direction while concealed. Got it. So costs still less mana. So you cast little orbs out? Like homing orbs? Man, that seems very mana intensive. I don't know if that's a good idea. Frequency of profane orbs. Profane orb damage per curse. 15 per level. Man, there's a lot going on with this skill. Now applies mark for death to enemies. And to you. Okay. Great. All your stacks of damage and poison on them spread to nearby enemies. Oh, that's cool. But then you're marked with death. Or marked for death. Which I think means you take double damage. It's actually, like, really bad. Let's see. Oh, minus 25 all resistances, which is definitely quite bad. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I was confused there for a second. Thought I clicked on this. Forked Tongue. Secondary Profane Veil. Moves towards enemies, but now it has a higher mana cost. Well, can you get the mana cost to 0? Is it a percentage increase? Let's see. Cleanse negative ailments when you use Profane Veil? That's cool. So 5, or no, 15, 3, so it'd be 7. That would be a bit of a stretch to get rid of, I guess. I think the most you can get on a weapon is minus 4? That's still pretty cheap. So it'd be 3. 3 plus 60%. Assuming that things are, they subtract the reduced, like the flat numbers before applying multipliers. So if they applied this multiplier first, then it'd be like 40 mana still. So, or what would it be? 20 something. 20, yeah, mid 20s mana. That would not be good. Bone Curse when you enter and exit Profane Veil. Cool. Convert to physical. Okay. Duration and move speed. Consumes your minions. It's ward equal to their maximum health. Oh. Okay. Does not scale with points. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you can scale this and get 20% of your minion health, that sounds fucking bonkers. But you cannot. Alas. Okay, summon final volatile zombies. I love the volatile zombies. That's amazing. Now trigger when you kill enemies with Profane Veil. Okay. Alright, yeah. I don't know that doesn't strike my fancy so much. The whole, like, immunity proc thing is kind of cool. So it's useful from that standpoint. I mean, that's still, like, a good skill, but that doesn't, none of this really wows me. I don't know, no, it doesn't seem, it kind of lacks the utility I expected it to have. Website link? Oh, here you go. Boom. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's sort of like a utility skill that's trying to do meaningful damage, I guess. Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully you can, get some use out of this. I personally prefer this. I think this is a far superior build planner, honestly, but they just don't have the Warlock in it yet. So, I'm using this other one. But yeah, all in good time. They'll get less debug tools updated. Because this is what, or sorry, this is what that looks like. I think this is a little more intuitive and useful. It's just better UI, I think, than this. It's kind of clunky and weird. But to each his own. So I guess what's the go here? How do you... How do you use this? Because I really don't see a whole lot of... like... thematic stuff here that I would use a whole bunch of. I mean, it's just like the base skill is what's really useful here. So I guess you'd go for cooldown reduction, so you can have your invulnerability proc as much as possible. Yeah. Maybe the fear stuff is probably pretty good. So, if you're up shit creek, stuff runs away from you for a little bit. Gives you a little bit of rest. Yeah, well, that's, yeah, pretty good. Cool. Chthonic Fissure, this is the signature skill. Let's see. Opens an infernal fissure in the ground, dealing fire damage over time, okay. And releasing spirits that seek nearby enemies. They inflict enemies with torment, a curse that slows and deals necrotic damage. Okay, so this is a dot skill, basically. Added damage for the spirits, 25% effectiveness. Torment applies 12% less movement speed, deals 120 damage over 3 seconds. And has, oh, it has added damage effectiveness. Oh. That's pretty cool. And scales with it. And it can crit. Oh, that must just be the fire. Okay, never mind. Huh. Well, that's kind of neat. Well, there's a lot going on here. Okay. So let's see what this is. Double if cursed. Okay. Yo, if you are cursed. Huh. Okay. Ignite chance goes to ignite chance per second. Okay. Base damage converted to physical and turns into a bleed skill. That's not so bad. Lasts longer. So, increased duration of torment. So, I wonder if torment stacks. It doesn't sound like it does, because you can only have a curse applied to you once. So the fissure itself deals damage, the spirits deal damage, and then torment deals damage. So I guess this damage is the spirits? Okay. Ailment duration is 10% per level. Wow, that's potentially a lot of extra damage. Torment deals more damage. Okay. Ignite spread with torment. Alright, that's cool. More frequent spirits. That's probably the way to go. Because the spirits apply the torment, right? Spirits inflict enemies with torment, yeah. Secondary fissure. For a lot more mana. Okay. Spirits replaced by chaos pulse. Oh shit. Okay. Have a chance to have no additional projectiles? Huh. Okay. Well, I guess if you were to do that, then you wouldn't scale projectiles and chaos bolts. Ooh, shred necrotic resistance. That's cool. Okay, that's a good deal. Shred fire res. Okay, afflicted by an infernal shade. They consume the shade. Oh, and immediately deal the damage. Oh. That's pretty cool. That's a good single target thing, it sounds like. Because then the fissures, like, start releasing a bunch of shit. Okay. Did I? Oh, I just kind of, like, skipped past that, didn't I? Whoops. Okay, costs less mana, refunds some mana cost if there's a cursed player, rare enemy boss within 20 meters. Seems pretty good. Is it flat? Yeah, flat mana cost. But it's very expensive though, so that's not quite as cool as it sounds. Tormented enemies die, they release the spirit to chain. Okay. Okay, inflict stuff with damned. What does damned do? Been seeing that a lot. I probably should have read this a while back. So, little necrotic damage and decreased health regen. Got it. Deal more necrotic damage per crit multi. Wow, if there's ever a reason to scale crit multi, that would be it. Jesus, for 1 point? Huh. That's really good. That's really good. More damage per 2% uncapped necrotic resistance. Also really good. Is that per point? Let's see if that's per point. Oh. It sure is. Man, you can make Torment really strong. So lots of damage effectiveness here. Which will, you know, stack in a little bit. Will happen. More damage to rare enemies and bosses. Cool, cool, cool. So you have to find a way to curse yourself. If you want these things to work out. Spirits target you, and whenever you're tormented, you gain spell damage, but you're also taking a shitload of... you're taking 140 damage a second base. Huh. And presumably you've scaled necrotic damage. I don't know about that. Hmm. 5 spell damage is pretty decent, though. I mean, like, the base spell damage of this is 5. So, you're, like, literally doubling your damage. Excuse me. More damage for each second it's active, and you leech a portion. Okay, well, that's pretty solid. Less frequent spirits. Eh, I don't know about that. It's when, especially when you can get this. Or this? Yeah, secondary fissure. I think this is way better. Just pay more money and or more money, more mana. Volatile zombies popping out of the fissures. Oh shit! Oh shit! That's so cool. Deepest ravine. This sounds kind of abusable potentially, honestly. So you create a whole bunch of fissures and zombies just jump out of them constantly. Fuck. Okay. Okay, no spirits, but the fissure does more damage. Wow, that does not seem like a good trade at all. Because the spirits sound like what they do, what does the heavy lifting. Like, they do direct damage and do damage over time. Hey, Medreams, what's up? How's it going? I am doing well. I'm a little sleepy, but thanks for joining in. Good to see you. When directly casting Chthonic Fissure, you now travel along the fissure as it opens. Guess I don't know how big the fissure is, and I wonder how that interacts with the multiple fissures thing. I would guess that it probably has you move in the direction that your cursor's pointing, but that would be super weird if it just, like, picked one of the random fissure locations for you to move across, so you just kind of, like, move in a random direction. I don't know about that. Initial impact now hits enemies dealing spellfire damage. Okay. That's cool. Alright, it's a good way to proliferate your ignites. Does it ignite, though? Fire to poison convert. I like the poison options. The poison options for Warlock are pretty sweet. Pierce enemies with acid skin. Okay. Chance to be critically struck by any hit. Whoa. This. Plus this. No. This. That's a good combo. Okay. So, like, they're gonna get critically struck all the time. Plus, you presumably have stacked a lot of crit multi to give yourself more damage in the first place, and then the crit multiplier itself is gonna kick in. Wow. Okay. Your hits against enemies cursed by acid skin have base crit chance per 10% increased poison damage. Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay. Huh. Well, I like the sound of that. That seems very scalable. For 10% increased poison damage. They have a base crit chance per that's wild. That's so good. Because you can get like 180, like 200% poison damage on a weapon. So like your weapon just gives you 20 base crit in addition to this. Okay. Damn. That's pretty freaking good. Wow. So, what would you do with that? Did this have a poison option? It didn't, did it? The harvest. I like that harvest thing. I would like to figure out how to make that work, but the dexterity scaling is a little weird. Volatile zombies. I love this. So much volatile zombie play. Love it. That's so cool. Ghost Flame, maybe a poison version of this? Did this have poison? I don't know that it did, actually. Yeah, it didn't. Where did we see poison? Yeah, poison here. So this is all about spreading poison, huh? Hmm. Do any of my doctor coworkers own a Rolls Royce? I do not know of anybody who owns a Rolls Royce. One of my partners has a Porsche. What is it? Panamera. That's probably the nicest car I know of anybody else having. One of my former partners owned a Bentley, like a used Bentley. Yeah, those are probably the two flashiest cars in the whole parking garage. Honestly, most people just have like, you know, sort of, I don't want to say like low-end luxury cars, but you know, like a BMW or an Audi or something like that. They're still very nice cars, you know, they're like $80,000 cars, but they're not like Ferraris and shit. You know, nobody's really buying any of that crap on a doctor's salary, man. Like, we don't make that much money. You can't have a rolling house very easily that isn't actually a house. Cool. Well, I really like that. I'm very happy with this, how this worked out. I think the Chaos Bolts with Ripped Blood is my favorite, though. That seems really strong. Then also the Soul Feast, was it Ghost Flame? Ghost Flame, the, like, ward stacking Ghost Flame with Marrow Shards sounds excellent as well. It's just a matter of if you can generate ward fast enough to actually, like, stand still and not get destroyed. Not sure. Okay, well, that's all I got for tonight. I'm getting tired, and I think my daughter's been screaming intermittently, so maybe I'll take the heat off my wife a little bit. But thank you guys for joining in. Appreciate it. I will definitely not see you Sunday, because I will be watching the Chiefs beat the 49ers in Super Bowl 58. Fuck yeah. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. That was fun. Take it easy, guys. Have a great night. That's what you get, fool.